Welcome to the Stat Guy Show, episode number 32. Joining me tonight is a legend in drag racing, Mr. Pat Musi. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, Chris. I'm glad to be here. I've been looking forward to it, trying to come up with a script, but I'm going to do it just off the hook on my feet like I usually do. Let's see
Nice.
how.
Yeah, that sounds good. Me too, man. We can just talk. This is just a general area to talk for sure tonight, Pat. First thing I wanted to ask you about is what is going on? What's new at Pat Musi Racing Engines? What's going on there?
Well, we're really busy, busier than we've ever been. We service over 150 of these, believe it or not, around the world in the country of these 53959s, or some are still 903s. And that's a really tough that we got to keep parts. Our inventory has gone up 300% because parts are hard to get. And then we have the Edelbrock Race Center, which is becoming huge. Any race head that will come out of Edelbrock will leave our building in Mooresville. So we're really excited about that.
Yeah, talk about your relationship with Edelbrock and how long that's been going on.
Well, met Vic. It's been over 20 years. Vic brought me in, and Vic was great. He called me kid at the time, said, we're going to have fun doing this. And we did. But he taught me a lot about business. I never lied to him. I told him what I could do. I was able to produce. And he introduced me to the investors, when he was getting older. And then, of course, Vic passed. But I just have a great relationship. And right now, they merged with Comp. But we've got such a great team from the CEO, Chris Douglas, Mark, everybody down. I can't even name them all, but we've just got, I feel like, the best team we've had. We're poised to really do a lot of great things at Edelbrock.
Nice, man. That's an awesome partnership you have there. Let's talk about all the engines you have in all the drag racing. What do you currently have? Do you have any what do you have in the pro mods and stuff like that for NHRA and PDRA and stuff?
Well, NHRA, we have Ricky Smith, which he just made the fastest run in history with a Nitrous car. In Pro Nitrous, we have I don't want to miss anybody. We had 8 or 9 cars at every event. I mean, Tommy Franklin, Jay Cox, Fred Scriba, Dean Marinas. I mean, there's so many. I know I'm going to forget you guys. I love all you guys, and you do for me. And they do a great job. We got such a great crew of racers that race with us. I mean, it's just really humbling for me that we've got this many people that run our stuff. So it's a great deal.
Yeah, and then you mentioned earlier you have one of your engines in a non-drag racing vehicle. Where's that engine at? Who's running that?
Well, it's in a mud truck. I don't even know what they do. All I know is this thing slings mud everywhere. It's got a 632, but he's such a loyal, great guy. I got to give him a shout out, Trey Moody. And every time we do something, hey, what about me? Trey, we ain't forgot about you. He does good. And then we have all the 555 street engines. There's over 100 of those out now, and we're gearing up. Right now, we're working on 50. We're going to do batches of 20 at a time. That'll go in muscle cars. We've actually did a tribute car for Vic Edelbrock. It's a red Chevelle, and that thing will eventually be sold at Meekham's. Right now, we're just fine-tuning it. It's a beautiful, there's some pictures, but there'll be a lot more pictures, a lot more stories on it, and pretty excited about that. But the 555 program is taking off. I feel like we have the best plug-and-play big block. I tell guys, this is my standard joke. In 69, when I street raced, you showed up with a small box kid. Take your mother's car home. You're wasting rubber, you're wasting gas, and you're wasting time. So that's kind of how I feel about the OS market. Sorry, guys, but it's not like a big block. That's what we're good at. But we have a turnkey deal that fires up like your Suburban or your car out there. They've come a long way. We really got a good product.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now earlier, I think it was at 7 o'clock. You launched a new store.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes. It's LizzyStrong.com. There it is. And really excited, put a lot of time. Jeremy had a lot of a lot of hours, a lot of me yelling at him, a lot of him. It was a lot to do, but he did it 2 weeks, pulled it together, met the deadline, and from what I'm seeing, it's really doing well. People are buying stuff. We have the new little body car, which was a surprise, to Lizzy. So they're going to be out. They'll be at Columbus. But they're going to be, there's not a big amount of them, but there's enough of them out there. So you want one, you need to get them. As far as Lizzy signing them, right now she's at MD Anderson. You can ship it to her. She'll sign it, or she'll be at Columbus signing them.
Nice. You guys got a lot going on, Pat. It's awesome to see.
Oh, we got a lot. That card deal, everybody I was reading some comments, and they complimented. I kind of designed the artwork. Lizzy, I kind of wanted to surprise Lizzy with it, but Tony from Johnny Wine, see, they did my Popeye commercial way back. So I called them. They remembered me, and we started this road 8 months ago. It took 8 months to get the artwork, get them done. Now they're done, and it's really a nice piece.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's switch gears, Pat. Let's talk about the upcoming No Prep Kings season 6.
Okay.
How do you and your team get prepared for such a long, grueling season? And as we see right now, it's going to be 14 races, 5 in a row to start. How do you get prepared for something like that?
We were prepared, okay, and we are prepared. I'll step away behind me. That car is ready to race right now. It's been tested. That's the Bonnie car. A lot of people don't know it, but we built a second car. It's in paint right now. I believe I sent you a little shot of it. Okay,
Yep.
so paint. Robert Hayes will assemble it next week. It's brand new. So we will have 2 cars because, look, there's no prep deal. Anytime, anybody can crash one of these things. We need to be able to not miss a race. I wanted 2 cars. She's got 4 complete engines. She's got 3 transmissions. We are readier than we've ever been. We're set on go, ready to go. But I told Kai today, we talked about it, touched on it. It's going to be growing. You're going to have some parts. If you think you could do it with 1 engine, those days are gone. To do this. And hats off to Discovery. Sam is pushing everybody, and I can't say enough about Discovery, Sam, Jennifer, all of them. They've brought more to drag racing than anybody has. I just feel, in the beginning, I wasn't a big street fan, I didn't know about it. But they've brought so much publicity, so much TV to it. Back in the day when I did it, was me and Tony Christian. We had Horsepower TV, and it was successful. TV is the deal, but they're doing such a great job. Yeah, sure, some of the stuff I got to learn myself, about the team deal. And everybody knows I won't lay down to nobody. Let's get that straight. But that was improvement at the beginning of last year. Then we got to the end. Everybody that said they weren't going to do that, now they wanted us to do that. But let's leave that. It's dead. It's over. Everybody's good. Everybody kissed and made up, But now it's a little different with this captain deal. We'll just have to see it. But, coincidentally, and I really didn't think about it to the last couple of days, we did the biggest race in history at the time, 2003. Bob Harris actually came to me with an idea. I thought he was crazy. We're going to run for $50,000. That was unheard of back then. And it's going to be the North versus the South. It was like a Civil War kind of deal theme. It was on Horsepower TV. But I actually was the captain for those 3 races. But my point is, forget about what I've done. I know how to do it. I know if we're going to do that, I know how to do it. But Lizzy was 12, 13, 14. She grew up at the racetrack. She saw all that. And I want to talk a little bit about her credentials. I honestly, they're probably going to hate me for it, but there is nobody on this list that comes close to her credentials. I groomed this girl from 5 years old, and she's my mold. She races. Everybody knows what I've won. I've won 8 championships, but I don't want to talk about me. I want to talk about what Lizzy's done. And look, it's up to the fans. They're going to pick. It's people's choice. I get that. But it's becoming like a Biden-Trump deal, if you ask me. I mean, it's like a politic deal. This is about racing. So, and I know the fans, we have our fans, they have their fans, but come on, guys, let's talk a little bit about credentials. And if you want to hear them, I'll run them down for you and let's see what we think.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
no, you're exactly right, Pat.
You want me to start and name them off and how I feel about it?
Yes, for sure. Let's hear it.
All right. So starting from when she was 5, she grew up at the racetrack. She's paid her dues. So I've taught her, I've groomed her, no schools. She's probably, I couldn't pick a better driver. I mean, she doesn't fold under pressure. She pushes a little hard. She's hard on herself like I am. Nobody wants to make a mistake or do something. But so Lizzy was the first woman to win PDRA. I mean, I looked at it. I said, God, there's guys out here, I don't want to name names, that have been doing it for 15 years and Lizzy's taking them out. I mean, she's that good. I'm telling you, she's that good. But, and then we went to the Middle East. She became the first woman to win in the Middle East, a pro mod event, which was a huge deal. The Sheik, which I just spoke a couple of days ago with the Sheik from Bahrain. We're really good friends. We stay in contact. He asked me how Lizzy was doing and was concerned about Lizzy. And I said, we're all fine. And he wants anything he can do, he'd help. But she won in the Middle East. And then we go over to NPK. She wins 3 in a row. First woman to win. First woman to win 3 in a row. The kid has paid her dues. I mean, who's done that other than Ryan? And Ryan is just a good racer. Lizzy has paid her dues. She's earned it. And I'm telling you, she will be a good captain. We know what the role is, which nobody knows what the role is going to be yet. Discovery's kind of holding it tight to the vest, which I get. But whatever it is, I don't think there's anybody as qualified as Lizzy. If you think there is, you need to vote the other way. But I think we have our fans. I love you guys. I love you for supporting Lizzy. But there is no doubt in my mind, and I'm going to make another announcement. You'll be the first one to hear it now. Lizzy has been named race director for Musi Enterprise, meaning she's in charge of the race team, and she is co-owner of this race team now.
Wow.
Somebody said, Lizzy wants her own stuff. I said, well, here, Lizzy, here's your open door. We're going to give you, she stepped up to the plate and she wants to be in this deal. And so she'll be co-owner and she will be the race director in charge of the race. She can fire me if she wants. I told her that. She said, Dad, I can't do that. I said, yes, you can. You're going to be in charge. I have that much faith in her that she can run the deal. I mean, sure, she's going to come to us with what we think. We're all going to meet as a team, but I really think she could be a leader. And, it's another thing. It takes a leader, not a follower here. Yep. Lizzy's a leader. She's the woman cause. And I'm partial to women. I have all girls. Trisha does a great job out there. I have an older daughter, Rose, that doesn't race, but I watch all the girls, all the ones that race. And I was the first one to run up to Kayla's father when she won. I don't know. I just think the woman thing, I'm proud of what they do. And they're pretty damn good. They're pretty good drivers. So.
Yeah. Yeah, Pat, just to mention that, because you and your dad, you kind of learned drag racing together, right? He didn't really show you the ropes from a long drag racing career, and then and then you went forward. You guys kind of learned together, but you have had a special opportunity to teach your daughters all about drag racing, and mold them into the drag racers they are today. So that has to feel pretty special for you.
It does. I mean, I like I said, I groomed her. I seen what she, it's amazing what they absorb as kids. And I just had this conversation with Tommy Franklin, one of our pro nitrous guys, a hitter. Tommy's done real well. His daughter Amber, first year last year, won the championship. We built her kind of a trick 632. She won the Street Outlaw, and she's done well. I said, Tommy, you think she was behind you all them years, not absorbing what's going on, every little detail, every burn down on the starting line, anything that happens, they absorb it. They watch, they listen, and you get to see that. So
Right. Yeah, for sure. And we know, Pat, this year, we have the team competition and the captain, the 8 captains. What are your thoughts about? Did you think probably that there was going to be the team competition on Saturday, but then also they're going to have an individual championship on Friday night? Did you think you were going to run?
Yeah, I didn't know that till today. But like I said, I don't think anybody knows what the end game is except Discovery. I think that's pretty cool on their part. But, I'm just looking at it I get it. People have their they look up to. Daddy Dave has his fans. Scott has his fans. All of them have their fans. Lizzy has her fans. I get it. It's people's choice. That's what it's called. But it's going to be a job. At the end of the day, it's going to be a job. None of them. Sorry if you guys don't like it. Sorry for your luck. If you don't want to know the answer, don't ever ask Pat. There is none of them that has Lizzy's credentials. I'm telling you, there are none.
I tell you what, when I had Lizzy and Kai on last week, what I took from it was that Lizzy is so strong right now, and she's so positive about everything. And I mean, that's exactly what you want to see, right? I mean, that's exactly what you want to see out of a captain, out of a team leader. So I think there's zero reason that Lizzy shouldn't be a captain, in my opinion. There's zero reason.
Well, there's been some misleading started in the beginning. I'm not blaming anybody, and it still goes on. The haters that Lizzy needs to concentrate on her health. I'm in contact with the doctors. We got her into MD Anderson. I ask them every single day, is this what you want Lizzy to do? Absolutely. There's mental health involved here also. Got to be positive. She needs something to work to. If it gets to the point where she needs a break, we'll give her a break. But that can happen to anybody,
Yeah.
So I'm sure there'll be a contingency plan, but we're really relying on MD Anderson. They're really working on her, and they know her deal. And we told them, and they said, you just keep doing what you're doing. She needs something to look. I'll tell you how tough she is. Let's just talk about this. Yeah. We went Monday to test the car behind me, ran good. We got the news on Monday. Of course, we were all upset, and I said, Lizzy, we need to load up and let's get out of here. Said, Dad, I can't get into Wednesday or Thursday. I want to finish testing. And for me, that was tough because something happens. Anything can go wrong at any time. She made 8 runs. Actually, Jay Cox was there. Dean Marinas was there. Drivers that, they both said when it was done, boy, that kid doesn't miss a beat. She didn't miss anything. Drove that car right down the center. It was the best thing for her, best thing for our whole team. But she did that. And that really, I don't know if I can handle what she's handling, and she's handling it. So she's got my support 100%. I think she's got, without a doubt, a great fan base. They're all behind her. They support her. But that's our plan. When the doctors say, hey, we need to take a break, or somebody says it, but up till now, up till actually about a half hour ago, spoke to my wife, they are on it. They want her to continue on what she has going, and we're going to try to accommodate her, try to give her something to go for. The car's ready. Engines are ready. I don't think there's any more we need, so we'll be there. We have a great team together, and I really, really think she can do the job. And I think with our support, calling the shots, she'll have time. But look, we have to figure out what they want to do as a captain, how it's all going to work. But Liz will handle it. We'll help her handle it. Everybody will support her. Look, the rest of them that are named captains, they don't know what they have to do yet. Guaranteed it. They don't know who they're going to draft. Nobody knows anything yet. So there's a long way to go. If she wins it, we'll support her. If she don't win it, we're going to race. We're going to do our deal. But as far as the way I look at it, credential-wise, Lizzy's the person. I know I'm her father. I know I'm biased, but that's just the way I look at it. And I say, guys, what have you really done? Show me what you've done.
Yep, I agree with you, Pat. She would not. There's no reason she shouldn't be a captain, in my opinion. You spoke about how your car's ready and everything, and with the rule changes from last year to this year, was there any big adjustments you had to make in the program?
Not really. Our car's the same. I was a little disappointed I thought they were going to put weight, which everybody said, well, Lizzy's light. Lizzy, even at 130 pounds, it's very hard to get a nitrous car that light. I was hoping to help like guys like Kai, but he's not doing nitrous anymore, but David Gates, Jerry Bird, add 50 to 75 to everybody so the nitrous cars can make weight. So like that 25 they took off us, they could say what they say, Cry, but we can't get it out of the car. Tell me where we're going to out of the car. Do we put a remote control driver? The car, you can only get these cars so light. But that said, I'm good with it all. Let's get out there. Let's race. And the best man or woman will win this year.
Do you think the 34.5-inch tire will have a big effect on anything?
I think it might affect the blowers a little, but they'll get a handle on it. Jim Howe was there testing, which, by the way, great guy. He's been supporting Lizzy this whole time. He's just a really great guy. He was there testing. They're getting a handle on it. But, yeah, when you run a 36 that long and you got a combination, we ran the 34.5 because on a nitrous car, it's very hard to pedal the 36. So we're comfortable what we got with a tire, and I don't think that's going to affect us. We've got a lot of new engine stuff. And they all might think they copy my stuff, but we're working on new stuff all the time, Chris. So all our 4 engines are the latest, greatest. Ricky just went 566, 253 quarter mile. Dave's been 363. I know they're pro mod cars. I get it. But the power is there. We just got to get it to ground, and we worked on that in Virginia. We ran Tire Cross Snow. I was really hard on them. I said, look, I don't want no glue. I don't want no dragging. I want to be able to get down this racetrack. And Jim will tell you they struggled. The track wasn't there, but I'm not going to go to a glued up racetrack. Anybody could do that. We got to what we're thrown at, So I wanted the worst conditions, and I really feel like we've learned a lot last year. Now, look, that said, we took a lot of heat. Lizzy had a bad year. We had a bad year. Not Lizzy. She did her job. I said that wrong. But we just had a bad year. And I've been doing this 50 years. You're going to have bad years. It's just how it goes. Anybody at any time. I mean, Ryan Martin is, one of the best guys out there. He tests, he races, pays his dues. I got a lot of respect for him. Went to Australia, wanted a car up. It's just part of what we do. It's just happen anytime. You're trying hard, but we feel pretty confident going into this deal. Our engine program, bar none, nobody will have more power in a nitrous engine than we do.
Yeah. And speaking of the nitrous cars that are in No Prep Kings, Pat, I think this year will probably be the least amount of nitrous cars that'll be in the field. Why do you think that is? Why do you think more people don't run nitrous?
Well, it's the hardest combination of race. I mean, we say that, and meaning you could slip the converter in a Pro Charger because they have that extra power. They can put it on traction control. We can't. There's a lot of reasons We're back at 6 degrees. They're at 29 degrees. So they can pull timing. It's very difficult to control a nitrous car, for one thing. Second off, we have what we have. Everybody says, well, yours is a 959 and they're a 520. They don't get that it multiplies the size of the engine. It's boost. We're a normally aspirated motor. At the end of the day, it will only take the amount of nitrous that motor can get in it, period. Or you're going to blow it up. So,
Right.
It is a difficult Well, you saw Ricky was the only nitrous car in NHRA. Now they're all looking, wow, he can do it. Maybe, some will start running, but NHRA's kind of got a little parity there, I feel like, but it's always a tough deal to have parity when you're, moving combinations.
Yeah, for sure, Pat. Now, if you were a captain, Pat, what do you think is the most important thing that's going to get someone drafted? Like, is it going to be the ability to make every single race, seeing that now you're going to have to run your car hard Friday and Saturdays now with the individual and the team? Or is it, just winning races? Or, I mean, what do you think the biggest attribute would be for somebody to get drafted this year?
Well, the first thing is what they got here in their heart, first and foremost. Second thing is I'm going to, Lizzy will look at equipment. We'll look at equipment, what they're capable of, their record of making races. And look, we don't know who draft first, we don't know what we're going to get. That's why I said there's a lot of things to be played out here yet, but we'll look at that. Winning, we'll look at that, but first and foremost, can they make all the races? Do they have the equipment? And what they have in their heart, are they willing to? It takes a lot of sacrifice to do this deal, and I'm going to look at that. I'm going to look at the person and, advise Lizzy. But at the end of the day, Lizzy's going to make the call, and there will be I told her, Lizzy, you can't let your feelings, go because this is a business, decision. You have to prove you are a captain, make the right calls, and I think it'll work out. But like I said, you could be stuck. You know how draft goes. We could be stuck with the bottom of the bucket, or we could have the first pick. Nobody knows. None of them know. They all say they know, but they don't know yet.
Yep. It's going to be a very interesting Thursday night. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
Pat, if you want right now, we'll take some questions from people who are watching.
Sure.
So if you're watching, put some questions in the chat box. And while we're waiting, Pat, I just want to ask you quickly. I know you touched on it a little bit earlier. Why do you think Street Outlaws, especially No Prep Kings, has caught on so much that the races are selling out? They're having huge crowds. It just continues year after year. Why do you think it caught on so fast?
Well, it's been the job the way Sam has done it, bar none. But it's the power of TV. When me and Tony Christian, I won 8 of those championships back in those days in the Popeye Card. We were successful because of TV. Horsepower TV did that deal. Wherever we went, they knew us. And the power of TV is great. That's where all our fans come. By the way, I love all my fans. It's very, very seldom I will not stop what I'm doing to sign an autograph, talk to a fan. Lizzy, struggles and I push her. She gets tired. It's a grueling job. When I would drive, you're wore out. Trust me, you're out mentally. But she does it. We try to do the best we can because, look, at the end of the day, we're entertainers. We are, that racing is in us. So it's not just a TV show to us. So we're competitors, but our fans are the ones that make us great, the ones that support us. We're there to put a show on for them, and that's how I feel about it.
Nice. I got a question here from Mike Olet. It says, Pat, do you think no prep makes it easier to get parity?
The track is a little bit of a evening
equalizer, yeah.
But the Pro Chargers, with the power they make, they have 2,000 RPM over most of us. They can slip the converter. You know, it's a lot easier combination. I've seen it. I've worked with them. Ricky's worked with them. We know what they do. They ride the dots, you know, and the nitrous car is very difficult, but our evening factor, I think, is the racetrack. But the nitrous car has to run very fast early because let's face it, the middle of the racetrack, we get a lot of questions from my NHRA guys, my pro nitrous guys. Is that really no prep? Yes, it's no prep. I mean, you're spinning about all the way down the racetrack, you know, but does it get good? Sometimes it gets good, but we have no glue. I never smell glue, never smell a tractor. So I think that the track is a determining factor for us.
Yeah, do you ever think about jumping in the car for one last pass?
I did it. I drove her pro nitrous car in Michigan, but I'll tell you something funny. I'm a clutch guy. I've got thousands of runs in a clutch. I dump in her the King Kong car in Michigan, you know, and make a burnout, make a shot. As soon as I made the burnout, I jammed on the brake pedal. Clutch car, you got to clear the clutch. This thing come around. I said, God damn it. So sorry. But I had to wind up putting my foot behind the pedal there. You know, I never drove the automatic deal. Other than that, I mean, I'd get in anything and drive it. Everybody knows that. I'm still in good shape. I broke my back in 2010, was out in 11. I just had to race this right before Lizzy. I competed the whole year in 2012 to prove to myself. Actually finished second, lost the points championship in the final against Mike Castellano, but everybody knows I could drive. I've been fortunate that way as a business owner, building engines, but I can bring to them the experience of actually racing a car. And it's paid off for me because I can look at things a little different, look at it their way.
Yeah, for sure.
I still have, it was funny. We went up to Danny Jessel's with Jason Line. He's in the back of the car. I said, Jason, I bet you don't know what's in my pocket. What's that? My pro stock license? My pro license?
Nice.
Yeah. Because I'll go make runs in Virginia, you know, just keep my license up. I don't know. For me, it's just a thing, you know, but I'd have no hopping in one. But when you have a driver like Lizzy, and we'll get back to Lizzy again, because I don't need to talk about me. We need to talk about who's going to do this deal.
Yeah.
It really doesn't bother me. I get more enjoyment out of watching her. I really actually feel like we're a connect. I'm on a radio. She's doing exactly what I would do. When we get in a burn down situation, I'll have guys, you know, tap me or I just relax. She's got this. She's done it. She's done it against the best and learned. So it's pretty cool watching that.
Yep. No, she's got everything you would need, Pat, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Robert Weathers wants to know what was the key to your improvement in the latest 959 from last season to this season?
We moved the deck height up to give us a little longer rod, some camshaft work, some head work, a lot of dyno time. We spent a lot of time on a dyno and a lot of tune-up stuff. You know, moving systems around. You know, the no prep's different than NHRA, how we run them. And making our motors. The one thing we are known for, our shit doesn't fly apart. Sorry, didn't mean to.
You're good. You're good.
It doesn't fly apart. You know, I mean, we make runs. I mean, you know, do we burn them up once in a while? Where everybody does. Pro chargers blow up, screw chargers, they all blow up sooner or later. But I think on a whole, you could see, you know, that we our stuff lives pretty good. We've worked on that hard over the winter to make them live longer.
Yeah.
Mainly, answer to his question is deck height was a lot, camshaft, you know, things like that, and tune-up.
Yeah. I think that's about it, Pat, from what I can see. There were some questions that you had already answered earlier. Someone wants to know when will the new car be ready? You already answered it.
Ready by Columbus, but we may not have time to test it. It'll be sitting in the bay. It's going to wiring next week, and then we'll put it together. It's a twin to this car, so we're pretty confident that we can duplicate what we have. But this car is so good right now. It's come back a long ways, but it's ready. It'll be ready right at Columbus time is when it'll be ready. And we won't bring both unless we're real far away and we feel it's, a good idea to stick it in the rig, but it'll be sitting here on go.
Yeah. It's funny you said that. You mentioned that about bringing both, because I had asked Ryan Martin a while back about an interview about bringing both of his cars, and he said he doesn't want to do that because his whole race program is in that trailer, and if something was to happen, he would be done. That would be it. So,
yeah. Well, in our case, we've duplicated everything as close. Like we're kind of anal about that. We'll run every intake manifold on every engine, every transmission, every converter, because they're never all the same. And also the cars, when we do tests, we're going to try really worked hard over the winter to make a carbon copy of what we have. But he is right. You start changing car builds or engine changes, it does become difficult.
Yeah. I don't know if you can read that, Pat. Jim Howe Jr. has a question.
Who's that?
Jim Howe has a question.
Hey, Jim. Can put a screw, boy. I guess we can do anything, Jim. We'll have to talk about that one, buddy. But we'll see. I mean, anything can be done.
That's funny.
Jim is a great guy. He's been a great supporter. He was there when we got the news on Lizzy and really supportive. We've talked a lot, and he's really I'll tell you, he's a genuine guy from day. I met Jim. He comes, he says, "Can I work at your shop?" Or he needed a place to work on his car. So I said, "Well, come on up to Timber Road, to the machine shop." I walk outside, it's hot, and he's working on his car outside. I said, "What are you doing?" "Well, I'm working on my car." I said, "Well, put it in the shop." "I can't put a blower car." "Yes, you can." And then on, he just rolled the car in there. I thought that was pretty cool. He's a good guy.
Yeah, Jim is a good guy.
Yeah.
Casey Goodness, can you ask about the small block Chevy he built for that Camaro?
The black gold car?
I think so, yeah.
That was a single build we built for a guy. And now Argo is the owner. Now he bought it. There was the guy died that had it. So it was a long time project, but I'm asked all the time if I'd build another one. It's fast, but I wasn't really happy with the components we had to work with. They're very difficult to get. So I hate to say it this way, but I'm too busy to tackle that stuff. I get asked all the time, but I got to focus on what we're good at and, develop our program. But yes, I did one. Can I do one? Yes, but it takes a lot.
Yeah. Hey, Pat, if you want, I've seen some questions about the new store. So I'm going to put it back on here. If you want to, what's the new stuff they can go get at the store that opened up?
Well, a lot of new hats, the little car, like I showed you. I don't know if you can see it now. The little Bonnie car to Johnny Lightning. We're pretty proud of that deal. Lizzy's brand new shirt. We put the cancer ribbon on it, and Lizzy wants to put some proceeds towards breast cancer awareness. We're actually doing a car show locally here on Saturday, and we are going to donate some of that, but we need to get as much support. Lizzy is really big right now on making people aware, because they misdiagnosed her is what happened, and we waited a little too long. But I really believe in my heart she's going to be fine, but she really is dedicated to make people aware of this disease. It's horrible. Look, and the other thing, and I tell this to everybody, Frank Manzo, I don't know if you know Frank, we grew up in Jersey. He's a year younger than me. He's a blower guy, runs NHRA. I said, "Frank, none of us know what we're walking around with. None of us do. No. Look what happened here." So it's the world we live in, so Lizzy wanted me to tell everybody that also. So I'll tell all our fans, anybody that wants to listen, get tested. You have any doubt, go get tested, get screened, be diligent about your health. You know, you just have to be on it. Lizzy is really dedicated to try to help with that deal, and proud of her for that. You know, she's doing a great job.
Yeah. Well, Pat, I think we could say we're all praying for Lizzy for sure. Like I said, it was awesome to see how strong she is and positive she is right now. I wish you guys the best of luck this racing season. I think it's going to be exciting. The competition is going to be crazy good. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs, starting with the draft on Thursday already.
Can't wait to see that, but hey, it is what it is. You know, we'll just race at the end of the day. You know, but you know, I'm looking forward to it. You know, we got a fight on our hands with Lizzy, but boy, she's a fighter. Anybody knows Lizzy, she's a fighter. So she wants to do it until she says, Dad, I'm tired, or the doctors say she's tired. We'll deal with it as it comes. Right now, plan is we're going to Columbus. She's going to run that car, and we're going to move forward with the whole deal, you know, until we're told different. I've asked the doctors, are you sure? Are you sure? Yes, she needs to stay positive. So I know people are concerned about her health, that she should be worried, but consider the mental health part of it. These are, and I'm talking directly to our fans, to whatever. And I know, you know, some of the other ones are, she say she should be worried about her health. Well, are you afraid of running against Lizzy? Is that what it is? Or, you know, what are you really looking at? You're not the doctor. We're in touch with the doctors. Lizzy's her own person. She's an adult. We're going off what the doctors say. So let's get behind her. She's doing a hell of a job. Let's just try to get behind her and let's do this deal.
Yep, she's deserving. She's definitely deserving of it. So Pat, like I said, thank you for coming on the show tonight. It's an honor to have you on the show. It means the world to you, man. We're watching you drag race and build legends for a really long time. So I really appreciate the opportunity to have you on my show. I wish you the best of luck this season, and I will come see you and meet you at the first race in Ohio.
Yeah, I'd like you to do that. And one other shout out to everybody out there. This shop here, it's open 24/7. Anybody wants to make a tour here, they can come here. It's in Mooresville, 1160 Gateway Drive. I mean, just come visit, come see. You know what we do. We work every day. Lizzy beats them up because I'm in here Saturday. I'm in here Sunday. That's just what I do. That's how I grew up. You know, I'm not a slacker. So
right. Yeah. Well, thanks again, Pat. Want you to have a good night, and I will see you soon, sir.
I thank you and thank all our fans out there.